I have this in mind, the fact that a lot of people want to be pro gamers, right? You've been nearly, I guess, a decade in this industry. So basically, you have ideas of what gamers go through in terms of looking for opportunities out there.
Yeah.
What is NTEsports doing to make sure that gamers from the grassroots are getting opportunities to be better in terms of maybe mentorship, coaching? How is it like in NTEsports?
So there's a lot of that, and again, a lot of that just goes back to education. In that, one thing, it's a myth that the grind is the way to become a pro player.
Okay.
Gaining 20 hours a day.
Yeah.
People, they wear these grind badges. I did 20 hours a day. I didn't sleep last night. That's not the way to become a pro gamer, a pro player, because your brain will only function for so many hours and absorb useful stuff. So if you're gaming for 15 hours, after 4 hours, maybe 6, but definitely no more than 6, your brain isn't taking anything else in. You're just in autopilot. So we teach youngsters and those that want to maybe get into gaming, and also those that want to get into coaching, so that they can pass that on. That training schedules, sleep, nutrition, health and well-being are really important. If you want to be a successful gamer, you need to be fit and healthy, and you need to eat well. You can't be dehydrated. It's no good sitting drinking Red Bull all night long. That's not the way to do it. It's about having balance and having other things in your life. But when you train like a football. If you like soccer players don't train 10 hours a day.
They don't.
They'll train for 2 hours a day because it's quite physical. And then they might do a little bit of swimming or something else. But they will have nutritionists that will eat so that they're eating well. They will have support, friendship support, social support, network, people that they can rely on, people that they can talk to, so that they're well-balanced individuals. And when they train hard, but they only train for 2 hours a day, and then they put all of that effort into going out on the pitch. And it's the same with esports. Esports athletes need to think about those sorts of things. And what we noticed in college was, at the start of the course, when it was first launched, the students would come in and they'd be like, matchsticks in the eyes because they'd been up gaming all night. And then after 6 weeks of us telling them no, they would come in fresh, ready to learn, because they hadn't been gaming all night. But all of the students around the rest of the college that had all been gaming all night but weren't studying esports were coming in tired. And you're like, okay, so that's worked. You can physically see it. So and then in terms of NTEsports contribution to kind of helping gamers climb that ladder. I think the first message is quite clear, is that it's a tiny percentage of gamers that make a pro. It's a tiny percent. It's like soccer, it's like football. And I think it's important that youngsters understand that the reality of becoming a pro gamer, yes, everybody should dream, everybody should have ambition, and if you're good, go for it. But you do need backup, you do need a second plan, and there's lots of other jobs in esports, there's lots of other things that you can do so that you're still involved in esports without being that pro gamer. And if you understand that, then I think you can have an amazing career in gaming or esports, but not maybe necessarily as a pro player. So that would be an important part of advice. It's yes, aim big. And also, really big organisations, if you're really good, they will find you. So I've been into some of the biggest orgs in the world, and I've talked to their kind of data teams, and they analyse data across the internet. So they will, for example, Faker, he set all of these targets that he was hitting as he was getting older, and that's basically the data set that any pro gamer should be trying to hit. So if you're Fnatic, for example, and they will be watching these players and looking at their data, and if they're hitting those markers that Faker was hitting, they'll start paying an interest. And then if they hit the next marker, then they really start paying interest. And they will then approach that player and say, did you want to come in for a chat? Because so these big teams will find you. It's not necessarily about having a YouTube channel and streaming and doing those things, although that helps, and you can earn a living or earn have a career doing that in other ways. For pro players, it's about quality of your play, and that is always going to be enhanced by a balanced training schedule and healthy diet.